which front? Now, our budget has been set. So essentially, we know how many tons of CO2 we can emit. So what are the numbers like today? We emit an average of 34 billion tons every year. That means that if we think of it as a budget, we have been given for the entire 21st century a specific amount of units. So roughly 1,500 gigatons. Now, how many of these tons have we used so far? 34 billion per year, 12 years. So we have, in this example, stating 33, roughly 400. So we have already utilized a quarter of our budget in 12 years. The solution, well, it's participatory. So it's not something that I can do or you can do. It's through the exchanges, through innovations, through changing patterns. Now, as I said before, Dubai Carbon was created as a PPP, which is a model that works. It brings socially relevant things, public sector mandate, and private sector to act on it. Now, there is a trend of social enterprise. Whatever it is, as long as it's working towards penetrating the business culture with relevant things, is very acceptable. We were specifically launched on the 18th of January 2011 by His Highness Sheikh Mohammed and Ban Ki-moon as a specific initiative, as an enabler of what later was called the Green Economy for Sustainable Development. We follow Michael Porter's economic cluster model. So they literally put all of us in a room, close the door, throw away the key, and say, work together. So we are specifically comprised of members of the Supreme Council of Energy Board here in Dubai, but we collaborate, we have no restrictions, so we collaborate countrywide, region-wide, with both private and public sector. And we've had our series of achievements so far. We started off with a need of data. So essentially, you want to know who we are, you want to know how bad we are, where do we get this data? We conducted a greenhouse gas inventory for Dubai, and we are actually in the third cycle of this inventory at the moment. And we've expanded it both regionally and industry-wide. So what initially was set out for a testing ground within Dubai is now become a regular and very dynamic activity, commonly addressed as an MRV. So, yet again, another one of those three-letter acronyms, monitoring, reporting, and verification. It was so useful that it actually was used for other applications as well. So forget about physical boundaries, so the Emirate of Dubai, the UAE, actually industry by industry. We've done the same exact job looking at the value chain of transportation. One of the applications, the UAE State Action Plan. So the aviation as a whole gets together, looks at the various sources of CO2 emissions, whether this comes from running the engine, landing and takeoff, or running the airport itself. Now we're talking about cities, we're talking about mobility, we're talking about creating infrastructure. And these are all elements which determine the size and the dynamic role that these cities play. But then there is our bread and butter. This is CDM, Clean Development Mechanism, and we have a range of projects which have brought the UAE from being a player in the CDM market to being the second in the MENA region, and possibly the first by the end of the year. We've consolidated quite a diverse portfolio, so industrial projects, namely with Dubai, ranging from steam optimization all the way to these absorption chillers, but also end-user specific platform. So we all heard about the solar park, but how does this help you? We've consolidated a program of activities, UAE-wide, for any on-grid connected solar installation to benefit from the framework. Have an easier access to documentation and requirements, and generate an extra revenue stream from what is the current demand and the future demand from these certificates. But we also developed Green Buildings program of activities. So we looked at what indicators should have been observed, and we came up with a sectorial baseline, which I'll show you in just a couple of slides. So why am I always talking about carbon? Well, there is a very good reason. It's a common denominator. So I can compare water to electricity. I can compare a car tire to the packaging of my cornflakes. Just yesterday, I was in a session talking about the life cycle of a building and where do the emissions occur when you destroy an inert compound or material. Well, if you can recycle that material, you wouldn't use energy to produce it again. So there is a number of patterns that we need to look at in becoming more efficient. Now, let me remove the word carbon from the picture and use energy instead. All of a sudden, everybody has seen the same exact picture from a different standpoint. It's no longer CSR, pink and fluffy. It's now hardcore, business-like, resource-centric. Now, we're talking about the same. We just have an assigned value of CO2 emissions for every product or service, and we use this to calculate the resource efficiency. We've seen patterns. So if you look at energy, for example, we're looking at cities. Cities need energy and resources to thrive. So Middle East is the second target, and the second shade from the top, the darker purple. So as you can see, we're not a big player in the energy industry from a CO2 usage standpoint. Now, we do use a lot, and we have relatively small population, so the numbers don't exactly make us look the best. But it's not the core issue for us. If we look at the actual emissions from power, the breakdown is not that different from any other country. It's true we don't utilize electricity to power transportations as much as we would do in an average European country. And we have district cooling as a source of energy consumption. But then again, the pie on the EU side does not capture the heavy fuel oil utilized for heating. So it's not as tragic as we're often led to believe. There are very good trends that demonstrate how our improvements are visible and how the actions that are taken now are already developing a steady efficiency on the way we utilize our resources. We looked at both short, medium, and long term, and again, we work in an economic cluster. So specifically where Dubai Carbon is out, there is also a legislator and a regulator. All of us look at different sides of the story. We obviously focus on market enabling platforms. So we look at what is there, how can we make sure the private sector can tap into it. Whereas legislation, non-market-based mechanism policy will impose essentially the proverbial carrot and stick. But is it really worth it? Well, let's consider, we heard some time ago about the Dubai Integrated Energy Strategy 2030. What we have assessed is that in terms of energy, there is only so much you can do in the short term with demand, with supply, but there is a lot more that you can do with demand. So what was planned a couple of years back is being implemented today. And this is the result of actual themes that we see in the newspapers every day. So whether it's a clean coal tender from DEWA or is electric and hybrid vehicles on the roads, this is all part of a very well-thought plan. What we do, we look at market enabling mechanisms. So essentially, we have our baseline. We know that we're growing. We know that there is X amount of population coming in, and we expect this to create a baseline over the year. Today, we've decided to implement a demand-side management strategy, and essentially we expect a dramatic drop in our energy consumption. Well, our focus is creating, through UN-backed mechanism, economic incentives that can monetize the difference. It creates jobs, it augments, it attracts foreign capitals, and this, and above and beyond, is technology transfer. Program of activities just make it easier. So the big entities, rather than doing it only for themselves, launch umbrella agreements under which they all fall as individual projects. And we see the one for solar, the one for green buildings, more are coming up for vehicles, for alternative fuels. In terms of buildings, we factor in a single indicator, kilowatt hours per square meter per year. We currently do the data acquisition stage, but once we have this indicator, we'll be able to look at specific mechanisms that will incentivize the adoption of technologies. So we have a Dubai integrated energy strategy. The sectorial will be an economic mechanism below that to push through economic incentives the adoption. And we have a super ESCO. Anything that starts with super, it's going to sound good. Dubai has noticed that a lot can be done by inviting third parties, by fostering industry. So not only a project, but creating an industry as a whole. So they've created Etihad Energy, which is the super ESCO. It's not competing with the existing energy serving companies, but rather allowing them to tap into a market that was not there before. Why wasn't it there? Because there was no financing, there was no regulation, there was no support for litigation. Now, through the creation of this regulatory support regime, it's all coming together. What we know, what we've already been doing, what we've been implementing for a while. We just focus on making you get there. Not sure you can read any of that. But some of the product that we've provided is green scorecards. We do assessments of your resources, whether it's water, energy, or waste. And we do, obviously, a lot of capacity building. You might have seen this, for those of you who live in Dubai, you might have seen a little carbon footprint on the side of your DEWA bill. Well, this is the first step of awareness, getting you to understand exactly where you position yourself. And then we'll have energy trainings to make sure that you know exactly how to do things, following what is the demand of the upcoming years, whether it's green project management or energy management or even carbon management. And obviously we like to do things with the greater community. The Dubai Green Economy Partnership is a multi-stakeholder platform that invites these participants from abroad to share best practices, such as community mosaic or showing exactly where the value lies for each single stakeholder. Thank you.
Thank you very much. It was strange. You managed that.
You want us here or you want us
I listen. I have actually a small change in the program, which is not noticed in the table. But I can take very short question, one short question, please.
I like this question. It sounds easy.
You spoke about our efforts internally in the UAE regarding reducing the carbon emission, but I think as a country we contribute very small to the whole world emission. So what are our efforts to help other countries, players like UK, US and China, like in terms of investment in other countries, the reduction of the carbon emission?
There is a fantastic answer to your question. One word, replicability. Now, the UAE does a lot which doesn't make it outside of the region. And this is a shame because a lot of the success stories are highly replicable. Just as an invitation, on the 22nd of this month, on the occasion of World Energy Day, His Highness will be launching the State of Energy report for Dubai. Essentially, this is a collection of such success stories which have been consolidated and distributed by the UN so that we can share the know-how and facilitate adoption in other areas. In terms of our effort, if you look at the national communication, the document that the UAE as a government sends to the UN to report on its emission, the first one and the last inventory that we've taken, we've halved the CO2 emission per capita. So the importance is that the trend is there. We're still not optimal, but obviously as long as the effort continues, we'll get there.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Very interesting. Thank you, Dean. Thank you very much.